Hello everyone, I'm Tammy Barboza and welcome to this episode of CommYOUnity by Encompass Community Supports, where we bring you information and resources to help you and your loved ones navigate the not so predictable times called life. Today's special guest is Kim Marcey. Kim is the Director of Housing Programs and Services at Encompass Community Supports. Kim, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Tammy.
You are very welcome. So the reason why we are here in the studio today is to talk about the Warming Center at St. Luke's. It opened its doors November 27 of this year, 2023, and plans to remain open at least through March 24 of 2024. Could you share with our viewers, Kim, what is the Warming Center at St. Luke's and also how it's going thus far?
So the Warming Center at St. Luke's is a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week program for the unsheltered that offers services and meals to our most vulnerable in the community. It's been a great collaboration of internal employees from Encompass Community Supports and external individuals as well. We have approximately 20 people on staff right now, but it's going great. It's going great. We have a lot of hard-working people involved, and I think we're starting to make a bit of a difference.
Well, congratulations to you and your team. I know it's been quite an endeavor and very gratifying, very worthwhile for members of our community who are unsheltered. Let me, if I may, talk about your time at Encompass Community Supports. So when I think of housing at our agency, I think of Kim Marcey and Kim's team automatically. How did you get involved in the field of housing services?
It's been a bit of a journey. I come to Encompass Community Supports with a business background, I started out though in the housing part of it as just a part-time job working for the Culpeper Winter Heat Shelter. It's been about 6 years ago. And then came to Encompass just to have a job close to home in housing. Ended up becoming the housing supervisor. We grew the programs that we have. We have the Housing Choice Voucher Program. We have the State Rental Assistance Program. We have the Permanent Supportive Housing Program. We now have Rapid Rehousing and a HUD Permanent Supportive Housing Program. So we kept growing and growing and growing, and with my department growing so large, we became our own division, and that's kind of how we landed there.
Thank you. So Kim, you rattled off a number of different sections within your housing division. And folks, for more information about each of these, please go to our newly revamped website, encompasscommunitysupports.org. We'll have that on the screen for you as an easy reference. Kim, let's talk about back to the Warming Center at St. Luke's. How many guests, because we do refer to them as guests,
yes,
they are guests of ours. How many guests do we have currently there?
We currently have 24 guests. About over 50% of them are 50 and up.
May I ask you to repeat that? That is that to me is a surprising statistic, if you will.
It is. It's a very difficult statistic to even think about.
Yes.
About over 50% of our guests are ages 50 and up.
And what does that tell you about our community?
Well, it tells us that the rents are too high for our aging population to be able to support.
Yes.
They just can't afford the rents that have gone up over the years. A lot of these folks just live on Social Security, and they just aren't able to pay rents, and maybe some of them don't have families or loved ones. Their spouses may have passed on, and they're by themselves, and they get very little income.
The Warming Center is a place where folks can sleep, have their meals there. It's 24/7, 7 day a week. However, the Warming Center at St. Luke's also offers a number of resources for people. Can you share an example of some of those?
Well, I think the first resource you touched on is meals.
Yes.
We do have 3 meals a day. Our meals are, our staples of our meals are provided by Encompass Community Supports. Then the add-ons are provided by the different churches and organizations that come in to help us. They prepare a meal at night. They prepare the dinners, and they bring in whatever additional add-on, again, is needed for the meal, such as salad or rolls or desserts. So we have a lot of great organizations and churches that have been helping out.
May I ask, who has helped thus far, to give our viewers an example?
So far we've had Remington Baptist Church, we've had Unity Baptist Church, we've had Antioch Baptist Church. I know I'm forgetting one of the different organizations, but we've had some individuals help out as well. We have so many now on schedule that are coming. We have people from St. Luke's that have helped out.
That's amazing.
It really is amazing.
Yes, here it is December, and the doors opened on November 27, and you all have already had a great number of people come forward, churches, organizations, individuals come forward. One of my questions to you, Kim, that you just touched on, as an individual, if I personally want to help out and I'm not a member of a group, I'm still able to help out, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. You can go to our care calendar. It is www.carecalendar.org.
And we will have the username and the password.
I know it by heart, but we will have it.
We'll have it on the screen.
And you can sign up wherever you see red on the calendar. Just click on the red spot and it'll pop up a window, and you can put in your name and your phone number, and you can sign up to help out with a meal. There's
well, what if I'm not a good cook?
You don't have to be a good cook. We provide all of the staples of the meal.
Okay.
So
I mean, I am a good cook, but what if I wasn't a good cook?
You don't have to. No, you don't have to be a good cook. You just have to be able to warm things up, really.
Oh, I can do that.
And put the ingredients together. That's all you have to do.
Is there a typical day in the life of a guest at the Warming Center at St. Luke's?
Well, everybody has an individualized plan. We're trying to meet people where they are. So some people work, so they may go off to work. Some of them leave at 4 in the morning and they come back in at dinner time. Then they would just have their meal and go to bed and get ready for their next day. We are trying to connect them to different services. We hadn't touched on the service piece, but we are trying to connect them to whatever type of services they need, whether it be financial planning, clinical services, medical help, getting a driver's license, filling out for a birth certificate. So we try to meet them in the evening if they're working during the day. A guest that doesn't have a job would meet with one of our case managers to talk about what their plans are. How do we get them out of this path that they've been on? Yes. We do have some folks that have been homeless for quite some time, and we're trying to turn that around. So we want to figure out what's the best plan for you. How can we help meet you where you are and change this now?
It's truly just not a roof over their heads.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. It's hard. First you have to get to know them a bit, right? Because everybody's story is a little bit different. And I always like to think, by the grace of God go I, because it could be any one of us, because it could just be your spouse died and you've lost your home and you have nowhere to go. It could be a domestic situation. It could be I lost my job, But again, we have people, with addiction problems and mental health problems. So every guest we have is unique. So every guest has a different plan on how to change their life.
Have you heard guests speak about how their experience has been at the Warming Center at St. Luke's?
So far, it's been pretty positive. A a lot of grateful people,
Yes.
for, we've had to get clothes for some people. Some people have come to us with only what they have. We've had guests that are just grateful for shampoo, I mean, there's so many different levels to this.
The Warming Center at St. Luke's is located at 1100 North Main Street in Culpeper. Let's talk transportation.
Mm-hmm.
How do folks, if they're unable to walk there, for example, how might they be able to get there?
So we've been lucky. The Regional Commission has provided us with transportation. The Rappahannock-Rapidan Regional Commission has provided us with transportation twice a day. They do a pickup Monday through Friday at 8:30, and they'll take our folks to the depot and drop them off, so that way they can catch the trolley and ride around town. The trolley fees have been waived, so they can ride the trolley for free around town to get to different destinations. The trolley or the Regional Commission picks them back up about 5 o'clock in the evening at the depot and drops them back off at the shelter.
I see.
So we've been very fortunate with that. Our case managers are doing a bit of transportation if somebody has a special needs appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a clinical appointment, a medical appointment. So we are taking them to where they have to go. Or we've been taking guests to the laundromat. We've been also taking guests to showers.
Yes, and that's a great segue, Kim, in specifically mentioning and recognizing businesses who have really gone above and beyond with the Warming Center at St. Luke's. And I know you are very much wanting to give a shout out to Battlefield Tennis.
Battlefield Tennis, we needed the showers. They were right there for us. Preston, I thank you so much.
Preston Will,
Yes,
thank you.
Preston Will, thank you so much. He has given us the time slot of between 11 and 3, Monday through Friday. We can run our guests over there. We just send him a text and he'll open the doors for us, and we take our guests over, and they are so grateful. And they keep it very nice and tidy and clean. And it's a great space for that, and we're so appreciative.
For any businesses and individuals wishing to help, in addition to being a volunteer and helping out with meals, remember folks, you do not have to know culinary. They're making it very easy, and it's not a large span of time. It's from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., correct?
Correct.
So 2.5 hours. You don't need to commit yourself to any stretch of time. If folks can do days, specific days on, randomly,
Right.
if you will, just go to the care calendar. We'll have that information for you on the screen, where it's a very easy sign-up process. This project, the Warming Center at St. Luke's, is an amazing collaboration between Encompass Community Supports, the Winter Heat Shelter, and St. Luke's Lutheran Church.
Yes. Without, of course, the housing at St. Luke's Lutheran Church, we wouldn't be able to do this. The church has just welcomed us with open arms. I mean, their mission is God's hands, God's work. And they have just been so gracious to house this and provide this mission. I give a big shout out to that, because they've given up their fellowship hall, they've given up so much of their space, and just embraced our guests. Our guests went to church Sunday morning, some of them went up there, and they were welcomed. So it's been pretty amazing, really.
In addition to volunteering, what assistance do you need?
Well, we need financial assistance. That's one of our biggest,
This is completely free for guests,
it's
correct?
completely free for guests. So we provide meals, 3 meals a day. We're providing clothing as needed, personal hygiene items as needed, transportation as needed. So it is a big endeavor. And so financial support is greatly needed to continue this. We do need some other things. If anybody wants to drop off some coffee and creamer, that'd be a great choice. We'd
Especially
welcome
during
that.
the winter months,
Oh
coffee,
boy,
right?
yep,
Yes.
lots of coffee. We go through lots of coffee.
how may folks contribute financially? Do they write a check and email it to Encompass Community Supports?
Yes, and they can put in their subject line, the Warming Center.
Perfect, and we will have that information on the screen as well, folks, if you're interested in contributing financially. I know that you've spent many a night and day at the Warming Center, and one of the first things you said to me was, I haven't been getting much sleep lately, so I hope I'm doing okay. I hope I'll do okay. By the way, you're doing wonderfully.
Thank you.
What message would you like to leave for our viewers today about the Warming Center at St. Luke's?
I think the biggest message I can leave is that it's just, we're all human, right? We're all human, and we just really need to help one another out. And this is just a really good way to help another person change their life, get on a different path, and you know, we need all the help we can get. We really do need all the help we can get. And you know, we like to think of us as a judgment-free zone, because these folks really need us. They really need us. And be compassionate, be empathetic.
Absolutely.
And, know that they're just like you and me.
Kim, you mentioned the number of guests. If you could remind our viewers, how many guests do you have currently?
I have 24.
And the capacity is?
29.
So you're almost at capacity. There's a little wiggle room there.
And we're not even, we're just going into 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I think that's a big point. Day 1 we had 7, day 2 we had 14, day 3 we had 20. So we just keep increasing every day.
Indeed. Is there anything else that we may have left off accidentally that you wish to share with viewers?
I'd like to thank the Culpeper Chamber and Aerojet for providing us with some food a couple nights this week. I thought that was really great. They had some catered meals, and they brought us some great food. That was wonderful. Our guests really appreciated that.
That's fantastic. And the Culpeper Chamber of Commerce donated breakfast, I believe,
yes, they
the
did.
other morning.
Yes, they did. And last night, Aerojet provided us an Italian meal with mushroom risotto and chicken parmesan and shrimp scampi.
That's amazing.
It was very good.
Yes.
It was very good.
That's fantastic. Again, our guests at the Warming Center at St. Luke's, this is an all-encompassing, no pun intended,
Right.
all-encompassing place, center, where not only do they have a roof over their heads, but as you mentioned, Kim, an individualized plan
Yes.
for each of them. How may we help you? How may we get you off of the path that you're on currently and steer you in the best direction for you, right, individually?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We are trying to connect them again to all the different services. And Encompass Community Supports, we're lucky to have our organization have all the services that we do have to connect our guests to them. It's nice to be able to pick up the phone and call one of my colleagues and say, I have this person here and I need this for them. And our staff has been wonderful in that response. I can't brag about the staff enough at Encompass Community Supports. We are so lucky to have the people that we have working there.
And I agree with you, absolutely. Kim, thank you. It's always a pleasure to talk to you both on and off camera. Keep up the amazing work, you and your team. And folks, if you are wishing to help out in any way with the Warming Center at St. Luke's, whether it's volunteering your time, donations of food, for example, Kim gave some examples, as well as supporting financially, we'll make sure to have all of that information on the screen for you. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Community as we learned about the Warming Center at St. Luke's. We will see you next time. Thank you again for watching, folks.